In the twilight of his life, Abraham, the great patriarch, called his most trusted servant. He sought a wife for his son Isaac, not from the local Canaanites, but from his own kindred. With a solemn oath, the servant promised to fulfill this sacred charge. Abraham pointed toward the far horizon, certain that the God of heaven would send his angel to guide the journey ahead. The trek was long, spanning hundreds of miles across the rugged wilderness. 10 camels, laden with precious gifts and provisions, moved steadily through the sun-scorched desert under the watchful eye of the servant. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the land, the caravan arrived at a well outside the city of Nahor. The camels knelt to rest as the sky turned gold. Standing by the well, the servant lifted his heart in prayer. He asked for a specific sign. "Let the woman who offers me water and then waters my camels be the chosen bride." Before he had even finished his plea, a young woman named Rebekah approached. She was radiant and graceful, carrying a clay jar on her shoulder as she walked toward the cool, deep spring. The servant greeted her and asked for a small drink from her jar. With a kind smile and humble spirit, she immediately lowered the heavy vessel to provide him the refreshment he needed. To his amazement, she then offered to draw water for all 10 of his thirsty camels. She worked tirelessly, running back and forth to the well until every animal had finished drinking fully. Realizing God had answered his prayer, the servant presented Rebekah with a golden nose ring and heavy bracelets. He learned she was the daughter of Bethuel, a close relative of his master Abraham. Overwhelmed by the Lord's faithfulness, the man bowed his head and worshipped. He thanked God for leading him directly to the house of his master's brethren, confirming his mission was divinely guided. Inside the home of Bethuel and Laban, the servant shared his story of prayer and providence. Listening with awe, the family agreed that this union was surely the will of the Almighty. The next morning, though her family wished for her to remain a while longer, the servant urged an immediate departure. When asked her own heart, Rebekah replied with firm courage, "I will go." Leaving her home behind, Rebekah and her attendants mounted the camels. The caravan turned back toward the land of Canaan, venturing across the desert toward a future that had been written in heaven. Far away in the Negev, as the day faded into a soft twilight, Isaac walked through the quiet fields to meditate. Looking up, he saw the silhouette of camels approaching on the horizon. Seeing the man in the distance, Rebekah dismounted and asked who he was. Upon learning it was Isaac, she modestly covered her face with a veil, a gesture of reverence and pure grace. Isaac brought Rebekah into the tent of his mother, Sarah, and she became his wife. In her love, Isaac found deep comfort, and together they stepped forward into the promise given to Abraham.